What is up, people? Let's continue the daily grind. Now, before I begin this video, I must make a disclaimer. I'm not trying to make fun of anyone's beliefs or ideas they may hold, and I don't want to do that. What I am trying to do is, I'm trying to show that social media, especially Instagram, is filled with these kinds of reels. I'm gonna show you in a while, and I'll show you what's wrong with the thought process in those reels. Yeah, let's just begin right away. This is basically what every single Praveen Mohan video is. He goes and he sees a pattern. Hey, that statue looks like an astronaut. It must be an astronaut. That's exactly what's happening here. You're associating ideas that you've actually seen in reality and ideas in scriptures or temples or whatever, speed of light in the Vedas. You see a similarity between these two ideas and you begin to think that they're exactly the same. This is exactly how a conspiracy theorist's mind works. And he's actually reenacting exactly that process in a reel. Please tell me if I'm wrong. And by the way, the speed of light claim, I've actually addressed this in a video. You can just search Hanuman Chalisa or ancient Hindu text distance to the sun. I've examined this exact claim in that video. Now in that video, the Hanuman Chalisa claim talks about the distance between the earth and the sun, and it uses a term yojana which it equates to 8 miles. Here, the speed of light uses the same term yojana, but its value is very different. It's some 5 miles or something. Conveniently, wherever necessary, they use different values for the same term to arrive at whatever result that needs to be shown. That's what's happening here. Let's see more. I'm not sure about this exact image, but I think the consensus right now is that the satellite images are of a natural rock formation. Real life Ram Setu. Yeah, this is not enough to comment on this, but yeah, I'd like to see some exact claims being made, but yeah, the observer effect is not the same as consciousness changing reality. It's basically photons of light impacting the electron, thus changing the outcome of the experiment. And you understand this when you learn that photons are packets of energy. So when energy is given to a subatomic particle, its position and momentum change. That's not the same as saying, hey, consciousness can alter reality. They're not the same thing. If you want to make this claim, yeah, that's a convenient scapegoat or a convenient excuse for you to make that claim. Yeah, what was that? I have no idea what that last thing was. But yeah, we're back to the beginning of the reel. And yeah, this is the problem, dude. You see similarities and you start making associations. You start equating two things that look similar. The reason nuclear power plants have this shape is because this shape is ideal for containing pressure and a high amount of energy, not because shivling is radioactive. I've seen that claim, by the way. I've debunked that also in my main channel, Scienceisdope. Just search shivling nuclear reactor radioactive and you'll find it. Let's move on to the next video.
Guys, this cannot be explained by science. Look at the wind flow. Look at the flood. You see? Jai Jagannath.
Yeah, so I'm assuming there are clouds flowing in this direction and the wind, the flag above the temple is flowing the other direction. I've heard a lot about this particular legend. I know that there has to be an explanation. One of these days, I'm personally going to go there and examine this myself and see what's actually happening. You see what's happening here. When you have something scientific or a scientific observation which corresponds to something in Hindu scripture or temples, the ones who believe proudly proclaim, hey, our scripture says a long time back what science says today. But when science doesn't have an explanation, still they're proud. So science can't explain, hey, they're proud. Science can explain, hey, they're proud. So, are you just proud? Science has nothing to do with this. Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. But I think there is an explanation to this specific phenomenon. I need to go there and examine this to actually figure out what that is. But yeah, let's go to the next video.
So here's the very highest teaching from Indian philosophy in a nutshell. There is only one reality called consciousness, and that is what you are. And that consciousness is what is popularly called God. Now, this one consciousness is dreaming a dream. And in this dream, there appears all of this, and all of the various beings, all the bodies, minds, and souls that appear in this dream are just various pairs of eyes through which the one being is looking in order to explore and enjoy the infinity of its own being. For whatever reason, this one being identifies with this particular body and mind. So you think that you are this person, and you feel like you're separate from other people, and you feel like you're separate from God. So you start worshiping God. You offer flowers and incense and fire and food, and you pray and you cultivate genuine devotion for God. And that's really good. By falling in love with God, by becoming entranced by God's beauty, you, like a moth into flame, eventually lose yourself in that. You become so obsessed with God that you forget all about your own body, you forget all about your own mind. That's essentially what spiritual practice is. And then one day, you lose yourself completely and you realize that only God remains. And then you realize, oh my God, I was that all along. I will always be that. I'm even now timelessly that, for that alone exists. You know what it's like? It's like offering flowers to a face in the mirror. And then one day you realize, suddenly, oh my God, it's my very own face.
Yeah, see, the problem here, or I wouldn't call it a problem, it's that these are ideas in Indian philosophy. These are ideas being taught to people as that, as philosophy. Whether they have any correlation with reality remains to be seen and remains to be corroborated with evidence. Otherwise, without that, these are just, ideas and thoughts that you can play around with in your head. That's all that's happening here. But hey, this is an interesting thought. I'm sure you can use this as a base to write fiction, for example, create myths, for example, create stories, for example. That's exactly what happened in ancient India and in many ancient cultures. There are ideas like this from all over the world in ancient cultures. But whether those ideas hold any grounding or any correspondence to reality can only be corroborated with evidence. But yeah, play around with ideas as much as you like. Yeah, once again, I'm gonna say this again at the end. My intention with this video was not to make fun of people's beliefs or ideas or anything like that. I'm just commenting, talking about the reels that flood my social media page. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you do find reels or videos or whatever like these that you want me to talk about, hey, send me those videos in a DM, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.